Welcome back, and Happy New Year! I should do some of this holiday stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna. Maybe I'll get super inspired and do it tomorrow. I don't know if trying to knock it all out in one day is really the right way to go, but we are where we are. So we've been on a steel pipe kick, and our coal ran out, so we're not delivering additional iron ore to our starter factory, which we could use to integrate into the rest of our factory. So today we're just gonna build a little Skybridge from there to there and connect the pole full time. But to start, let's get some of this kind of going. Well, I guess technically there is no coal here because they all ran out. Yeah. So we'll pop over to the coal line. Grab some coal, get our tractors fueled up. Do I want to make that a Mark II or Mark III? Probably. We're moving coal by drone, aren't we? Yeah, there's a drone up there. So more coal probably makes sense. But for right now, I just want to get enough coal to get this back in operation. I wonder if we got that nuclear power ready to unlock. 20 heavy frames. We might not have 20. Or, yeah, we need 28 heavy frames. I don't know if we set that up. I'm letting myself get distracted. We should probably start the first one on the list, I guess. This guy's got a lot. See, now that's the thing for them being so close. They kind of end up doing everything at the same time. I'm gonna try to create some separation. Driving in the rough, man. Whoops. Exactly what I wanted to do. So that one's already on the way back, so we'll send this one basically on the way there. Why isn't the autopilot going on this thing? Surely it can't be considered, like, not loaded. The other one worked perfectly. It obviously has fuel. Oh! Of course, the very thing I was trying to avoid, them being right next to each other, is what happened. And it looks like the other one actually figured it out eventually. Okay. So, they all have a little bit of fuel, and we moved a good chunk of coal in place. My temptation is to manually move some iron ore, but I'm gonna fight that temptation. Let's double check and see where we are on heavy modular frames. We're obviously short on something. Screws and frames. Let me take care of that. That should be pretty easy, actually. This little complex takes care of all of that stuff. Brought in mostly frames because those are hard ones. Though I guess technically, we're gonna need a ton of screws. $600 screws per minute, so that's basically 2 stacks of screws per minute. We'll just grab up another quick batch of screws. Okay. Uh-oh. I need to sneeze, but I also need to land. Okay. And I put all my stuff over kind of by the target area, right? We had a little stack. Oh, this is a good way to see everything. These are Mark IIs, so that could be a way to get some more iron in there. I guess technically, how big is this blueprint? That looks like a 5x5. Let's see if we have Part 2 designer. We could squeeze that in somewhere around here. I think it's fair to say we're only going to have one belt on this. This is a Skybridge 1x1 with belt. Uh-oh. I don't think I'm going to be able to dig this down far enough. Maybe I should just straight line diagonal this. Oh, we're out of concrete. What a shame. That might be as far as I can go with this blueprint. Yeah, that's gonna clip right through there. We'll just peel this back a bit. We must honor those who came before us by zooping whenever we can. I'll put a little ramp on this. This isn't going to be the world's most beautiful transition. I mean, we could probably make it the world's... We could probably make it a little better. Let's see. Is it architecture that has the road barrier on it? None of these are exactly the right angle. Okay, now we need concrete. Ooh, we've got 1,000 lying around. That's lucky. Oh wait, yeah, this is coal. I'm so glad I put that sign on there. Helps make it perfectly obvious what I'm supposed to go for. Technically, I'd like to put some power on this. Trying to avoid dropping into the abyss, if at all possible. That's really going down into the pit. I've got some ideas on that, but I don't want to worry about that right now. Oh, I got that going on the wrong direction. Boo. Okay, let's see. I might be willing to just sneak it on directly from there. We're rocking this with one belt. We're moving 105 items per minute. So, not a ton. We're making 600, so there's plenty for us to peel off. But we'll just take half. Probably won't use half anyway. And we'll just put a nice wall conveyor. I thought it was going to be 2 levels up, but I think 1 level's up. 1 level up is about right. No, it was 2 levels up. All the coal we could possibly want. Ooh, we got more iron ore over here that's not connected to anything. I was really on it the day I put this in. I mean, why was I dealing with less than half a level worth of height on purpose? We'll try to create some separation here. Uh-oh. We don't have any coal to actually get it started. Oops. These could get upgraded to Mark IIs. They're just, it's all impure junk. Or Mark IIIs, I should say. It's just that it's all really junky coal. But enough of them, iron ore I meant to say, enough of them together is, you know, it starts to add up. Actually, I think we're kind of close to done here. This iron ore is definitely getting moved now. And our coal supply to fuel all these trucks. It's pretty solid. Why is that tractor hanging out on the edge there? Surely that's a... Yeah, okay. He's gonna figure it out. There's a lot of impure iron right here. Holy moly. Somehow I didn't recognize that it was all the most impure of impure iron. Cooling systems. Yeah, we probably need to get into the cooling systems here soon. It is turning into a pretty significant roadblock. Pretty significant blocker. Here's hoping that this tractor comes in on the left side. Nah, no such luck. Ah, that one came in on the left side, so that's good. Well, I moved it all, but now, of course, it's all over here. And most of the trucks are going to try to pick up from this direction now. Let me put it back. Looks like this president landed right on top of a truck. It's funny. All right, let's see. I want to get this iron ore in place. Then I want to check to see if we're making any additional steel pipe progress. The only problem with this beautiful cyan monolith of 4 products is that there's really no way to specifically focus our efforts on just the steel pipes. We basically have to improve the plates, the rods, the screws, and the pipes. But through that, we should improve the pipes. And since the pipes are the primary ones that are getting used, then it should also result in primarily helping the pipes. Suddenly we've got a ton of iron ore going into this thing. I brought a lot of stuff with me, but not a lot of aluminum sheets. I was thinking about maybe... See, look at all those screws we're making now. Oof. Still not a ton of pipes. But, well, see, 3 out of 5 of our pipelines are receiving iron ore. Oddly, this one is getting chunky. Let me just take it all from there and manually move it over here. So they're chunky, but they're perfectly distributed somehow. $300 sheets in one shot. We wouldn't have a ton of sheets over here because it's not a building material that we typically use at this level of the game. Yeah, see, the plates are filling up. Or they're making smart plating. I mean, this is us splitting half of this off exclusively for pipes. On a fast belt, too. Maybe I should replace this with a smart splitter. Kind of take it over. It looks like a fast belt, but it's not acting like a fast belt. It's like it's slowing down. There it is. We had a little chunk that wasn't max speed. Well, that line is definitely going to be happy. That one and that one, actually. Either way, for right now, why is this one not getting iron still? At the very least, we have fully supplied it. Whether or not that works out, we'll have to see. I only picked up 23 pipes. There's 94 pipes in that one. Some pipes are making it to both sides. Once the screws fill back up, the rest of the iron ore will shift over to focus on pipes. Though technically, oh no, we still have one line that isn't fully utilized. The only other thing I could really do at this point is just provide more iron ore. This is a merger line. Yeah, I think all we have left to do is to really upgrade these belts. So the question becomes, do we have iron ore in storage back here? Actually, we do have a little bit. This is all trying to merge onto the primary belts. All right, I'm gonna need some aluminum here to finish this. That's more than enough for the project that we have in mind, which is just upgrading input belts. You know, we probably completed the nuclear power heavy modular frames. That's definitely a merge belt. Looks like it's slightly dropping, so mission accomplished on that one. I could put an overflow on this. And the way these are set up, everything connects to everything. We might not have enough belts. We still have 2 iron ore inputs that are not receiving anything right now. That gets one of them going. I should probably get this one a direct line. Which one is it? Second from the... Maybe another belt is the way to go. We are doing a lot of compression here with kind of the assumption that it would all work out. But this belt is fully utilizing this, and it's not anywhere near. That straight connection option is really good. No, it's not going to let me use the natural stone as a leverage point. You know what? I'm just going to leave it like that. We should probably get rid of some of that clipping. That's direct connection for pipes. I would consider upping the speed of this, but, well, I guess I could still do it. It doesn't really help us, though, because if it's pausing... Why is this rotating? I don't want this to rotate. Oh my god, it rotated. They're gonna make me reconnect this. That's what I get for trying to increase the speed of the belt, or the lift, when I really didn't need to. Now I'm not sure if this is connected incorrectly or if there's just no iron ore on the line. Sadly, or maybe thankfully, no iron ore on the line. Maybe I should upgrade this to a smart splitter. And then have it go any on this side and overflow straight ahead. And then as that one drops off, it should provide us with an extra belt worth that would then reactivate that secondary belt, but that doesn't seem to be happening. Everybody's favorite unreliable splitter strikes again. Though, technically, everything's flowing non-stop. Let's see if we can nudge this. Let's find a place to connect this one and then we'll call it. Did we actually make enough? 306 items per minute and 4 items per minute, but there's more than enough sitting here. That actually has me worried that we don't have enough fuel. They seem to be just sitting over there. We'll just split and connect this. I need one more good open connection that I can kind of dump stuff into. So this connection right here will go to help this side, but once this one is overloaded, it'll send stuff up and over into the steel pipe side. It's never exactly the right one. Bit of a random belt upgrade effort there. But that should help move things along. And then whenever a tractor delivers some extra iron, then that should also get injected. I think we're about done. I think we've proven our point here. An extra 800 per tractor. Getting inserted cleanly. None of the belts are slowing down. Everything's moving without stopping. And these eventually should empty out. Okay, done and done. Lots and lots of iron going in now. That should provide us some additional pipes. Unless our export area doesn't have the necessary... It seems like it's... I feel like... Getting high-pitched, which means it's not good. You would think some of this would have moved at least once. So now I'm worried. I shouldn't have to put a drone on this side. We're already pulling from the target area to itself. Let's just make sure. I guess the other good news, bad news situation would be that we've already filled up the motor factory with all of the possible pipes we could, and that we just need more wire. But I'm not betting on that being what's going on. Uh-oh. Can't reach full health. We're gonna have to be smart about this landing. Right about there is where we want to go. Now you're going to try to claim that you're both perfectly in sync. Ah, not enough fuel. How are you claiming not enough fuel? I don't believe you. But maybe I should. Uh-oh. That means we're not making enough fuel overall. Which means everything is falling apart, and we don't even know it. Ooh, that is bad. I suppose, though, we're going to have to check that out in the next episode. This is like one of our most mundane tasks, and it's one of our longer videos. Just trying to crank up our total steel pipe production. But it's bad if our fuel, our turbo fuel isn't cranking out right. I hate it when I'm right. I think smartly, I set up an exclusive export just for the fuel generator. So we should... I was going to say we should always have plenty of fuel for power, but I think what I'll say is that we'll have to be in a very desperate situation to totally run out. Turbo power generator export only, empty, not good. Both of these are empty. That means this whole thing is messed up. Once again, we've somehow done something horribly, terribly wrong. It's got turbo fuel, but no empty canisters. Empty canisters per minute. 50. So it's still 1-to-1. How are we running out of canisters? We don't even have packaged fuel in our uploader. This is turning into a bit of a recursive nightmare. Looks like the packaged fuel's the problem. Maybe I'm splitting. I think I might be splitting the empties. Or we're not making enough. We're currently not making enough empties. Yeah, I'm not seeing any resin. Oh man, this is totally idle. We've got a tiny bit of backup resin in here. We need resin. Technically, we could also do it with plastic. That's a good point. Let me... Uh-oh. We don't have steel pipes. And everything in here. Here we go. We'll just store it here. Still, we don't have the steel pipes. Alright. The point is that we can grab some plastic from this export that we haven't really been using. It's possible we need to pump more oil. At some point, I'm going to have to sit down and do the numbers on this. That's really the problem. So I kind of refuse to do the calculations. We should make it. We don't have fuel to even get the fuel. You know, my temptation would be to put a summer sloop on this and double up. Basically, try to make more resin or make more efficient use of the resin that we end up with. I honestly don't understand why this is even considered an overflow. Wait a minute, that's actually a really good question. Why is this considered Mark 4 right here? And right here. That's looking good. I kind of expect this guy to be on his way back by now. One summer sloop right here. 120 canisters per minute. That would be really good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 360 per minute. Yeah, it's 360 per minute on this side as well. So on that we need 240. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. $160 out of 240. I would hate to think that that's the problem. That we need to refine faster. Well, at the very least, we got this fuel situation back to where it needs to be. Maybe I should set one of these up to be a burn down. $150 water plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So $250 water. We're 5 water short. 10 water short. I don't think I'm going to put a power shard in place for that. If I had like 6 summer sloops, I could really make this a lot better. Kind of rest easy. So in order to, this loop is so weird, we got to use the fuel so we can generate the resin that we use to make the plastic that we use to contain the fuel. And if any of that messes up, then our whole factory is basically at risk. Now it seems like we need to fix this just a little bit. We need to do some hand delivery of turbo fuel to sort of get things kick-started. Neither one of these has fuel in them? Come on. We're gonna have to take a tour to check all of our locations. I should have hand delivered some fuel. Upgrading all those belts polluted my inventory. You gonna drop those off anytime soon? Thank you. I'm gonna kind of hurry up the process here and get some of these guys near the bottom. Something to do. Power generator's got some export set up. That's looking good. Or better, at least. Man, all that because we ran out of containers. $680 or 580 items per minute is not bad. We at least now are making enough turbo fuel to fully fuel our drone network. Oh, power generation has been impacted. Luckily, we're sitting on a huge capacity of batteries. Hurry up and make some more turbo fuel. So I just manually spread it to another packager so we can get some more refineries in place. And a couple of empties are actually making their way back. I'm just curious how much fuel this guy's got in it. I'm guessing it's like 700 maybe? Nope. Full stack of 900. I think we should take one more peek. Man, if you consider how much storage I set up for that. I'm a little shocked, actually, that generator ran out of turbo fuel. And I'm a little upset that we'd let it run with a surplus with no batteries to store it. It's a real shame that we didn't capture that power. Yeah, once this gets going, I mean, it's ready to go right now. A full industrial storage container underneath. Technically, we could get another drone on there. We could pull in some more. We could pull in the fuel faster, actually. I might do that. I need to put a little stairway in here. All right. That's a solid supply of fuel. Got to leave them enough room to actually drop off. I guess we'll manually drop this one as well. Okay. Where'd I drop my stuff? Oh yeah, right by this. So we've got... I think we've got it under control now. I want to see you drop off these empties. I'm glad I watched that because it did slow this down. And I don't want to slow the production of the empties down at all. So if they bring in empties that then get priority merged back into production, then we'll just have a little buffer here to capture any empties that get backlogged. I think that's about right. Of course, we're already backlogged. Pretty sure we've got some, yeah, we already have fuel storage buffers on the line, so I don't need to add any more of that. Those are all full. But these are all empty on resin. So what's our worst case scenario at this point? Something backs up and causes us to not have room, which then backs up the whole thing. So the opposite problem that we just had. You know, I'm going to say it's a possibility, but it's a relatively low possibility. Unless we just fill up on empties. But some of those canisters are actually getting burned. Some on the fuel generator and some with the drones. So we do need to make some canisters. It's not like we've set up a perfect recycling scenario. As soon as you start using drones for transport in fuel, then you eliminate the perfect recycling scenario. I don't think we're going to make it all the way out there. We'll make it most of the way out there, though. I have been playing for 2 hours. You're right. Maybe we'll make it all the way out there. All this storage. I can't believe we burned through all of that so fast. I'm glad I came out here to check. I could have presumed that it was all gonna start working, but these guys didn't even have the fuel to fuel themselves. Normally I have a separate buffer for that, but I'm starting to think I didn't do that in this case. Yeah, I didn't do that. Ugh, I'm relying on an unreliable splitter to do this for us. That's not great. Technically, as long as we have fuel on the other side, it shouldn't matter. But once it matters a lot, is the problem. This is going to be a long wait to confirm that this is working. Out here running on nothing. We'll just have to, I just want to confirm that this is bringing back turbo fuel. The second one is landing, which means the first one should be taking off soon. There it goes. I'd love to be able to see how much stuff is in this center. But since this drone is there, it's not letting me mouse over that. Turbo power generators. Go, go, go. We're almost there. It's going to take a long time for us to build up that healthy backlog and buffer that we previously had. This is nothing but unpackagers that then toss the empties into the awesome sink. All right, well, these are all starting. They're all starting to go. Let me get one more packager going. At least find a little extra there. And these should start to kick on. We'll get back in line before anything dramatic happens. So let's call it right there. I thought I was just adding a little iron to our network, but it turned out to be a power debugging scenario. And it looks like we kind of got lucky in it. Healed itself. We'll directly connect that, as well as backup connect it. So that way we're not dependent on the splitter. The nice part about doing it this way, though, is that all of this storage is also connected to the storage. But we'll also take our tax when we start. Make sure the drones always have fuel. I think that's probably the best way to go. Kind of double supply it. Fuel export alpha is full, which is bad news. That means we have to check every single drone port. It basically should never be a scenario where it's totally full. I mean, if every location is perfectly backed up and has all the turbo fuel it could ever use, then maybe. But that seems unlikely. But I guess it is possible. I mean, these guys are moving. Well, we'll check that in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Happy New Year.